Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone is well. Today we are going to be, we'll be speaking about a few things actually, but actually the key thing is that the FIFA Disciplinary Committee have indeed published their documents containing a whole host of events from World Cup qualifiers from all across the world, and they've said their outcome for a series of games, including the Algeria Cameroon game. But the first thing I will stress at the beginning of this video is that this verdict has no bearing on the Algeria Cameroon game sort of replay case, because this is the verdict from the disciplinary committee. Algeria's case against Cameroon is against Gassama, the referee, and the officiating team, and the FAF have said that that case went to the FIFA Refereeing Committee, and of course we still haven't had the FIFA Refereeing Committee publish their documents. So it doesn't mean Algeria's case is over, it just means that we haven't heard from the relevant committee. Other FAs and bodies went to the disciplinary committee, such as the Senegal-Egypt situation, because it was the main thing was the green laser pens being shined in the faces of, Mohamed Salah and all those players during the penalty shootout. That's why that went to a disciplinary committee. The laser pens wasn't because of, technical errors or a referee getting stuff wrong or VAR. So, for example, Senegal-Egypt, Senegal have been fined £145,000, and Senegal will have to play their next match behind closed doors. So that means Senegal-Egypt won't be happening again. But that's a huge fine from CAF and from FIFA, I should say, on Senegal to play their next game behind closed doors. That's quite a big deal, because if it's a friendly before the World Cup, if it's an AFCON qualifier, they're going to have no supporters inside the stadium. The document says it was for the lasers and for a banner that was derogatory, that was sort of too rude against Mo Salah. So £145,000 fine to Senegal and a game behind closed doors. But Senegal still advanced to the World Cup. I think Nigeria have been fined and ordered to play a game behind closed doors as well. DR Congo have been fined and ordered to play a game behind closed doors too. Morocco have been fined, and Egypt have been fined, and Algeria have been fined, but those countries can still have fans in their next game. So, in terms of Algeria-Cameroon, the disciplinary committee ruled that there was nothing against Cameroon, nothing. And I can sort of understand why, because the Cameroon fans behave themselves. It's more to do with the refereeing, and that's why our case is with the refereeing committee. So Algeria, of course, remember in the Bleeder game, was so angry at the referee that they started tearing the chairs out of the stadium and throwing them onto the pitch. So that's why Algeria have been fined. But it's only a small fine. Like I say, Senegal fined £145,000. Algeria fined just £2,500, which is nothing in comparison. But the disciplinary committee didn't order anything about a replay or anything like that. But Algeria's main hopes do lie with the refereeing committee, and that's why there's still protests being planned in Zurich. A decision is expected from the refereeing committee at some point in May. As for when, we don't know exactly, but we expect it to be at some point in May, in the next few weeks or so. Could be days, could be weeks, but it should be this month. Algeria's case is not dead. They've just been given a small fine by the disciplinary committee. The refereeing committee is a whole different ball game. We're the only country that have gone to that board, because the other decisions concerning the other games were not due to refereeing decisions, and there's quite a hefty case against Bakary Gassama, and there's a lot of stuff involved in that case. I've spoken to officiating teams. FAF say they've got videos, photos, they say they've got recording clips involved, so we'll wait and see what the refereeing committee say. But as for that disciplinary committee, they have fined Algeria £2,500 for fan trouble in their second leg against Cameroon from March 29th. And I think this case is getting ugly, because all sorts are happening. Cameroon media published an article yesterday And by the way, Eto'o has gone to the FIFA Ethics Committee calling Belmadi a racist. Well, Cameroon's media yesterday wrote an article and they called him a terrorist. The Cameroon media called Belmadi a terrorist and even referred to him as someone like Al-Qaeda in the document. That is rude, outrageous and diabolical. That is considerably more racist than anything Jamel Belmadi said. In fact, Belmadi didn't even say anything against Cameroon. His problem was with the Gambian ref, Bakary Gassama. And now Cameroon have taken it upon themselves, released their statement, and their media's called our manager a terrorist. I mean, they're starting a war. I didn't have even until I saw that article, I didn't have a problem with Cameroon. But now I've lost respect for them. That is out of order. That's bang out of order. How is that allowed? Like, that has to go through processes to be published. How has that article been allowed to have been published, calling our manager a terrorist? That is crossing the line, and it makes me even more fuming that this is the country that stopped us going to the World Cup. I think Algeria, Cameroon, it's going to be the start of a whole new rivalry, whatever happens. And you think to the next AFCON, if Algeria play Cameroon in the next AFCON, it's all gonna kick off, isn't it? But anyway, it's getting out of hand. Senegal-Egypt decision's done. Algeria will wait for the refereeing committee decision on that game. But £2,500 fine for Algeria for the trouble in the stands. We wait on the decision of the refereeing committee, but we don't know when that's coming out. That's a lot more complicated. But anyway guys, that Cameroon article was a disgrace. And all them Cameroon people in the comments calling us racist and anti-Sub-Saharan African, they're the ones that have published racist words in their media about us. That is shocking. They've had a shocker. They've had an absolute stinker. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this verdict in the comments down below. Do you think Senegal getting a £145,000 fine and a game behind closed doors is enough for the laser lights and the rude banners, or should it have been more? But thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.